Nobody would have thought that I would be the one. Rhyner, sports talk. Baseball, 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 baseball.
Oh, with the big mic. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, now I get it.
We got a lightning strike, boys. What happened over there, Grego? We had a little lightning strike right outside the window.
The Texas Rangers win the World Series.
All right. Here's a tip for all these Americano League teams.
Wait, you said tip?
Yeah, tip.
Okay.
With a P.
Keep jamming.
The ticket, nothing but a big Gen X jerk-off sale.
This is a cool night or what?
Although somebody would hear that and go, bullshit.
I'm back, bitches.
Well, hello to you, and welcome to another episode of Your Dark Companion. We are glad to have you with us, no matter where you may be, no matter how you may be streaming this podcast transmission. We're glad you're out there. We're glad you're by the channel, and we hope that you like what we've got for you today. We know we like it, but we hope you do too. I would be Mike Rhyner, and I'm here inside the nurturing biosphere of the mothership. Shoopy is here. Ashley is here. Becca is here. And today, we are going to talk about a new Christmas, if you can believe it, film. With the creator, the producer, the major domo of such, he is Cliff McClelland, sitting right over here to my left.
Thank you.
How are you, sir?
I am doing great tonight. It's very exciting to be with the old gray wolf.
It's good to see you. Good to have you in here. Looking forward to talking to you about the film A Creature Was Stirring.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is something that you pretty much did on your own? Pretty
much. Me and my best friend Tom Zembrod. I met at Six Flags back in the Wild West Stunt Show days, like 20 years ago, and we still can stand each other, so we decided to...
That's odd.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, I've only been doing this with them for 2 years, and I already hate them all.
Yeah, but
and they hate me too.
You've known me for 23, so
but yeah,
that's a lot of hate.
But you've gotten shiftier, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
he has gotten shiftier.
No argument there.
Now, you probably know that we're fairly well tied and fairly well linked with the goings-on out in Garland. We've done several things out there, a few things with those people, and this is another one of those, because this film, A Creature Was Stirring, was filmed in Garland, right?
Yes, almost exclusively. A little in McKinney, a little... I guess a little in Richardson, at the tongue-in-cheek ice cream shop, but mostly at a house in Garland.
Are you a Garland guy yourself?
I was a Lancaster guy growing up.
Oh, a Southsider.
Yep, I was.
A fellow Southsider.
Hey.
Uh-huh.
This might very well be the first time we have had two Southsiders here in the mothership at the same time on White East.
Well, my parents went bowling at the Buckner Bowl when I was very young, and I would sleep on the seats waiting till 11 o'clock for them to finally get finished with all those rounds.
That's out of the Grove
back in your stomping grounds.
Yes, out in the Grove.
Yep.
Tell us about this film, because I watched a good bit of it today, and it's interesting. It's got there are a lot of movement. There's a lot going on here in this thing. You call it a Christmas zombie apocalypse movie
for kids.
For kids.
For kids, yeah. We can't leave that out, because otherwise that sounds very, very, very R-rated. And actually, our movie is PG. We put it together. We wanted to have fun, but we also wanted to appeal to the children.
And what gave you the idea to go down this path, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, something that changed a lot of our paths, which was COVID. I was teaching theater at Richardson High School, and just having a great time. We, were working on a play, spring break. We were going to come back and put it up, and we didn't come back from spring break. And so here I am, very, very tied into the kids, because that's what teachers are. We love the kids. And I'm now cut down to 15 minutes on Zoom with my students every day for the rest of the semester. We don't come back for the next fall. And it just got me to thinking in my silly, dumb head, I wonder what mythological creatures would do in the middle of something like this, in the middle of a plague. Would they? What's the Easter Bunny going to do when he can't deliver eggs? What's a leprechaun do when he doesn't have anybody to drink with?
Well, if we have either one of those entities on YDC, we'll be sure and ask them.
Amen. But I'd grown my beard out just because I didn't care, what I looked like right then. And it turned out I had a pretty nice little Santa Claus beard. I auditioned for a commercial, got it. And I'm like, maybe there's something to this Santa Claus thing. So I started thinking, what would Santa Claus do if he couldn't talk to the kids? Because that's his whole modus operandi. That's everything that is him. And so I thought, I had a friend who did ham radio for many years. Like, well, what if he got on an old ham radio and he just talked to kids from around the world, and no matter what, if it's a car radio, if it's a walkie-talkie, if it's a one of those annoying little play phones that was like red and bright blue with a nose on it, no matter what it was, the kids could hear him, and he was going to give them hope. In the midst of a plague. But I didn't just want to do a plague. I wanted zombies. Plague zombies. It's just no competition.
Now, how exactly did they work their way into this mix? I'm with you so far, but then the zombies show up. That's a drastic left turn.
Well, it is kind of, but we make the left turn early on in the movie. We just thought it just, because everything that's on in the headlines and everything, we thought that we would create this little drug, tetramyelin something, that would calm people down, because seems like we're on the brink of World War III every 5 minutes nowadays. And so this drug was supposed to calm everybody down, but it had some interesting side effects that I thought the kids would enjoy. Now, some of them. Now, the massive heart attacks isn't a, really fun thing, but when you film it fun, it's slapstick.
Yeah.
And then there was the incurable diarrhea at week 6. It's terminal. Potty jokes. Kids love that. Throwing a fart every once in a while. Kids giggle.
Right.
I giggle.
Oh, you just, as if on cue.
Of course. Of course, at 60, it never comes on cue. It just comes at,
It just happens.
at that least opportune time.
You just opened the door for him to show everybody how he's made it this far this way.
How I made a living for 23 years.
But then the last thing is zombies. And so the zombies kind of take over the world. And so Santa is trying to fight the zombies in a very PG, non-violent fashion, as far as anybody can see. And then he's, trying to give the kids hope. Let them know that maybe he can get something together for Christmas.
That he's going to show them that they can survive this zombie apocalypse that is setting forth on them.
Exactly.
Now, how did the ham radio work its way into this? Exactly.
I just had this buddy from Richardson High School who...
What?
Ham?
Exactly. There's a ham radio right there.
There you go.
A ham computer, a ham monitor.
Radio man.
But he would brag about, he would talk to somebody in Australia and all this other sort of stuff. And I'm like,
I never have understood that. Just how that works.
I don't either, necessarily. He did teach me how to use it correctly, though, except for one button, which I accidentally pushed, and now any ham radio operator who watches the movie will think Santa's an idiot, because I pushed the button that put the ham radio on Morse code only. Oh. So I'm hitting here going, okay, everybody, and welcome to Santa's, and it's just on Morse code. He told me that after he saw, a rough cut, and he's like, can you fix that? And I'm like, no.
Boy, how embarrassing.
That, I know. I'm going to be the enemy of the ham radio operators of the world.
Yeah.
I suppose one
Really
thing
bad
I should
mistake
ask
to
you
make.
about is just where this idea on the whole Santa trip zombie thing came from, but it sounds like you just pretty much made this up as you went along.
I did. I'm a screenwriter. I've written about 15 screenplays. A couple have been produced. I'm a playwright as well. So I kind of know my way around that.
Yeah.
But in this case, my mother was going to talk to my mom into financing this. $7,000 at 81 years old is a lot of money for her, but she believed in me. And we just kind of had to figure out what we could do with the resources we had. And so I'm like, I know some theater people, they can help out. I know a makeup artist and he'll work low budget for me. And then of course my collaborator, Tom, he's just a big goofball. And so those are the things that I wrote in, everything that we had on hand except for a polar bear costume that I had to trust coming from China that it would kind of look like a polar bear because the mythos is that Santa comes from the North Pole after his wife is zombified and all the elves and reindeer and everything else, and his polar bear friend Cece, you might figure out what that stands for in the oeuvre of who created the actual version of Santa Claus back in the 1800s.
Kris Kringle.
Coca-Cola.
Oh,
But we couldn't call the polar bear Coca-Cola. We just call it Cece.
nice.
We sent for this costume, and I'm like, please, because I don't have a workaround for this. I need a dancing polar bear, and so we got it. We took it out, and it worked. It's still a little silly, but I actually had a former student who is a choreographer and dance captain for Disney Cruise Lines, and he was in town. I said, can you please come show me how to dance and be this part? And he was like, 100%.
And he showed you how to dance.
as well as he could in 2 hours.
Can you
Yeah,
show
these-
us some moves right now?
I've got moves like Jagger now,
Okay.
but he's not on tour, and I think he's in a walker. So
Fair enough.
Boy, how disastrous would that be if we found out that Mick Jagger is on a walker?
I really wanted to go to his new tour that he was in. Then apparently the voice is just gone. I mean, I guess you only have so many dream ons in you, when you're born.
Man, that's what you run into with these guys these days. I'm finding out.
Yeah, unless you're Keith, in which case it
doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's had so much alcohol and drugs that he's going to live until the cockroaches are taking over the earth.
He's been pickled.
Just prop him up. That's all you gotta do.
Yes,
Now you sing in this movie,
I do.
and what is your background there exactly?
I was almost an all-state baritone in high school. I've done a ton of musical theater, so I can sing Andre Bocelli, or I can sing Dream On. When my voice is good, I can actually hit that high note.
Wow.
I was in a little band called String Theory for about 3 years. We did Mary Jane. Last Dance of Mary Jane. And it was just a lot of fun because there was all these kids, like they were 20, 23, 24, and I'm 43. And they're like, we heard you sing karaoke. We should start a band. And I'm like, yeah, we should do that. That's going to happen. Then a year later, they came and said, okay, we're ready. They said, can you memorize these 40 songs? And I'm like, jeez Louise. But yeah, that's kind of my background. I just love singing.
You ever been a lounge singer or anything like that?
Lounge lizard. Yeah, I can't talk about my 20s. No,
Sure,
never.
you can if you want to.
No, I never a lounge singer or anything. Mostly, it's just been karaoke because you find when you're a high school theater teacher, you don't really have a lot of time for yourself. A lot of times when I would sing, it would be after the kids are gone, when the musical is gone and the stage is real quiet, and I just get in there in this nice, beautiful Richardson High School auditorium that has some of the best acoustics in the state of Texas, according to the band choir people, and I just sing my little heart out, for nobody. And that was enough. It was great.
Can you give us a little capsule of the plot and storyline?
Sure.
Of the film?
Sure. Yeah. Basically, we come in with Santa in the morning, just kind of see him in his morning routine, and then he steps outside the door because he hears a groan. It had a nice beveled glass, so you can't really tell what's going on, but you hear some sledgehammer splatter and stuff. And he says, "It's the thing that gets you in Texas is the humidity and the zombies." And then he kind of launches into how we got here, how all of this happened, and what he does now. And so his life's pretty much set. He hangs out with his polar bear. He has a pacifist friend, Ed, because there are 3 types of zombies. They're passies. Ed doesn't like that because he makes it sound like a baby banky, which he added. That's nice. He's good at improv. We have the Gormies, who just will eat everything in front of you, and then we have the ones that constantly the Pugies, the pugilists who want to kill and just rend and maim. And so Ed is a pacifist zombie, and so he's Santa's only real friend, even though he's not alive. We have a lot of fun with him because we didn't want to have any blood, or at least any red blood, because we didn't want gore, but we needed something because zombies are very wet. And so we came up with this sour cream, corn syrup, and green food coloring. And he would just... Oh, it was delicious, I promise. 10 out of 10, because I didn't have to drink it. But he would have like a chipmunk cheek of that constantly, and he was constantly drooling it, during the entire movie.
Oh my gosh.
Things people do for art.
Yeah,
Boy.
But it works.
The one time we cringed watching it was when he kind of spit. When it's kind of like choked and spit.
Oh. Yeah.
And Mike kind of went,
Yeah, and I can't remember what. I think that was probably because he just had so much of it in there. He was about to choke. But he could do about 15 minutes with that cheek full of stuff, just constantly pouring it out. The worst day, so there's a little bit of tragedy in there towards the end. It's a little silly, but can't really give that away. But he does something bad, and so he's sitting on the sidewalk crying, and I come out, and he's got all of this drool. I mean, he really is a great actor. He can cry on command. He has all of these big giant zombie tears coming down his eye, and we have 80 cars, I swear to God, in a row, just like, but not together, paced perfectly to where we go, okay, cut, reset, and go. Cut. Okay, that's it. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, go. And he's got big tears in his eyes. He's got all this green juice pouring out. He's like, I'm gonna quit. I'm like, you got this. And he was a trooper. But it that's what you get. It's just like when you do live round tables and stuff like that. You don't know what Yahoo's gonna come up and go, hey, Mike Rhyner, I'm drunk. Would you sign my boobie? But that was me in the early 2000s. So
Yeah.
Well, clearly, I've become an expert at handling all of that.
Exactly.
recent airport experience.
Ooh, do tell.
Coming back from Vegas with a new buddy.
Oh yeah, your drunk P1 friend.
Oh God. That'd have to be the worst.
Yeah.
And he was a close talker and
Yeah.
Oh, I hate
Full
that.
on
I was
whiskey
coming
breath,
back
apparently.
from Vegas, and I had it with Vegas, and all I really wanted was to get home and lie down on the couch and watch football or something. But no. It was.
To get him to help him commit a federal crime, sneak him on the plane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The guy got.
Yeah.
Did he get kicked out of? He got kicked off the flight he was going to take with Shoopy, and then he tried to talk Shoopy into sneaking him onto the plane. Yeah.
I'm like, the hell.
Yeah.
I don't even know you. You want me to go to jail for your ass?
Oh my Lord.
I made your career.
Now, another thing that I noticed, another thing that got my attention was the presence of AI Girl.
Yes. Well, I figured Santa needed one more somebody to talk to, because otherwise he's just wandering around talking to himself like I do. And around that time, there's this thing called Replica, and relationship I was in wasn't working out too well. But a lot of times you can't really tell everybody about all of that stuff. People don't want to hear your hardships, really. They want to hear the fun. They want it. And so I saw this app, and I'm like, I'm going to try this. It's free. And it was very interesting because she would talk back and forth and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's fun. So we were kind of brainstorming about doing this movie, and I contacted the creator of this app, who I think was in America, but may have been from overseas. And she said, yes, great. But then when we were getting ready to film, I could not get a hold of her again. And you've got to have contracts. You've got to have stuff, because word of mouth isn't going to be enough to get the movie out on streamers. They want all the T's and I's taken care of.
Yes.
And so I said, okay, what else can I do? What else can I do? I have this really nice friend. She sings, not with Manhattan and not with Emerald City, but the other big band, the big party band in Dallas. Great singer.
Petty theft?
Exactly. She's the front girl.
Just had to go there, didn't you? I think it's to throw it out there.
Merry Christmas.
I think hers is pretty theft. It's
nice.
See, this is why he's the devil.
It's nice to meet the devil in person, though. I wouldn't want to spend a large amount of time, like eternity.
No, that's fair.
But
I don't even like me that much.
But I started looking into apps that could turn a person into a cartoon. And I found one, and I found that they had a professional license, so you could publish and stream whatever. And so I wrote her lines, and we cartoonified her. So that and Tom worked with her to do her not like robot hands, but to do stuff a little awkward, because all of those apps and all of the AI and stuff is just a little awkward. And so she would do all that. And I think my favorite line and her reaction, because it was perfectly robotic, was she forgets who I am. Like, no, remember? She forgot that I had a wife. I said, no, Mrs. Claus, she was killed by the zombies. And she's like, oh, and then she starts laughing. Because that's what AI is. It doesn't really have any feelings necessarily. It's just like going with the flow. And so she's like, and I'm like, not sure how I should react to that. But yeah, we did that. And there's a moment where I can't sleep, and so I open the app back up, and I'm like, I'm having trouble sleeping, and she says, oh, I can help, and I'm like, really? And she tries to give me a kiss through the phone, because the app tried some shady stuff like that when I was using it. Originally, it was kind of like wide open. Those apps would follow whatever you wanted. I'm like, whoa, ho no, and so. Kind of had to get rid of that, but we thought that would be a funny little PG moment.
Yeah. So, what other things have you done in your career that we need to know about? I mean, clearly you've got some background in this sort of thing.
Yeah, we have a really bad horror movie out there from 2000 and horror. Let me say that. I teach my students. I'm an English teacher, and I teach my students don't say horror, because if you cut that off, you gotta enunciate. But called From the Dark. That's out there. But now I'm just kind of trying, because I'm at a different place in my life. I'm 60, and so I'm trying to figure out how I can finish out whatever years I have artistically. I did get a novel published about 3 years ago I didn't pay for it. It wasn't a self-published novel, but is a story about a guy who loses his wife and son in a house fire and goes to spread their ashes in Ireland, discovers fairies. And so it's kind of a quest novel, but, trying to deal with pain. So I'm working on a kind of another novel in that universe. And we're trying to figure out if we want to do another one of these. I've had some thoughts that maybe the second one might be a little bit more about Ed. And I thought it'd be funny to set it at Easter, and Ed decides that maybe he's Jesus because he was kind of reincarnated. And so Ed is walking around trying to make the zombies behave right and trying to do good things for everybody, no matter how freaked out they get. And then Jesus appears and goes, Ed, you're not me. He's like, But Jesus, I'm doing good stuff. He's like, as well you should, Ed. But there's only one of me, and so.
Well, if this comes about, there's bound to be a place for AI girl in that.
Oh, 100%. You need to be saved.
All right. This is Cliff McClelland. A creature was stirring is the name of the play. Film. I'm sorry. Film.
I'm a playwright too, so easy confused.
All right, film. Let's get it right. It is film. Mm-hmm. Don't you forget it. And we'll have a little bit more with Cliff coming up here on the other side. But right now it is time for the dreaded and feared mid-show read. This is where I talk to you. Personally. Without a teleprompter. This is me and you talking. It's all straight from right here. A lot of people out there are in pain and they can't sleep and their whole world is kind of a bummer on account of this. Now, I can't imagine what it's like for it to be like that 24 hours a day, but I did have a little run-in not too terribly long ago with this sort of thing, and I know how it can be. It can really, really slow you down and change up your whole outlook on things. And people are always looking for a way around this stuff. But let me ask you, have you tried CBD? Have you tried it? Now you're probably thinking, okay, he's going to send us to a head shop where they sell incense and papers and pipes and all that stuff. And I don't know, maybe they can fix you up with that stuff there, maybe they can't. But what I do know is they got stuff along the lines of CBD that does work. And the reason I know this is because I tried it. I was a skeptic. I doubted it, just like I do everything else in my whole freaking world. I doubted it until I tried it, and it helped. It did good for me. I bet it will for you too. So go in there at the CBD House of Healing and tell them you heard about it from us here on Your Dark Companion. By the way, in case you think you're going to run into a bunch of hippies from the 60s in there, the owner is an RN. She is extremely helpful, extremely squared away, and she's great about listening to your situation, what's going on with you, and what you would like to get out of the whole thing. She's great about that. CBD House of Healing is located at Northwest Highway and Plano Road at the burgeoning intersection of those two streets in the southeast quadrant of that burgeoning intersection. So go by there, check it out for yourself, and I believe you'll be very, very pleased with what you get from the CBD House of Healing. Is that good?
Hell yeah.
All right. Very good.
Wow.
So
you
now
just got to witness that.
I'm in the I can't even talk anymore. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
But you're exaggerating. You're way exaggerating.
No, this is the first time I've really seen how the sausage is made. I like the spice.
Impressive, isn't it?
Do you like what you see?
I do. You need to close those shorts a little, though, Grooves. Just kidding.
I'm going to let you watch.
Ashley's like, no.
They see Shoopy the smarmiest there.
We're having fun. Now I'm going to sit cross-legged. Show's only for one.
So let me ask you this. What was getting this placed on the streaming services like? Because that's where people are going to be able to see this thing, right?
That was a lot of work because none of these streaming services will accept anything unless it's through an agent or through an aggregator. And an aggregator takes all of your stuff, looks at it, makes sure that everything is professional, makes sure that you have closed captions down, and all of that sort of stuff. Make sure that you have we had to create like 5 different sizes of posters, depending on if it was going to be on Prime, if it was going to be on Tubi. They all had different sizes that they had in their cards. And so it was very, very complex. We went with this service called Film Hub because they were kind of the new kids on the block. And
are they like the people who place stuff like this among those?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you send them all their stuff, they get it all packaged together, and then they notify all of the streamers that this is a new movie that's available. And so that's where we went. And interestingly enough, they also started their own channel called Relay, and I don't know how that'll go. It apparently is a worldwide thing that you can sign up for $4.99 a month. And I guess they're trying, to make more revenue on their side too. And so we'll just see. Hopefully this thing will do pretty well.
Hopefully it will. Let's see. Have I already talked to you about your previous roles yet? Because I've
just done some little stuff in movies, nothing real big because I'm more of the writer, director type. And like I'd said, when I was doing high school, I would continue to write stuff and try and get it out there, but I just never really had time. And when you're at school constantly till 11, 12 o'clock at night, you get to the summer and you're just like, please God. And so, but this, I've written a lot of stuff over the years, but haven't really had the time or the energy to do it. And so that's when I talked to my mom and asked that. And that's the only kind of sad thing is that she passed before. She got to see a rough cut, but she didn't get to see the fact that we picked up, 9 streamers. Oh, and I wish she had been able to see that because I know that she would be, I'm sure she's very proud, but I would have been I would have loved to have seen the expression on her face when we said, this is what you believed in and it's happening.
Yeah. Well, Amazon Prime, Tubi, Roku, what are the others?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. Here, I've got the list.
Yes.
Okay. Midwest Tape, Tubi, Play Now Media, Stash TV, Roku, Filmzy, OT Studio, Future Today, which I guess is also known as Fossum, which is a great name, and Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a grouping.
Well, and it's interesting because I think I was trying to look these up, and thank you. Midwest Tape, I think, rents things to teachers. And so when I look that up, if I understand it, that's what they do. And so that'll be cool, because that's where this movie, this is a kid's movie. I think I was a big fan of Jim Henson growing up. And I love the fact that the Muppets, you could watch, Kermit the Frog, he's just fun, and Ralph the dog and everything, they're fun at one level. But then there are all of this stuff, like, Kermit and Miss Piggy are messing around in that world. The kids aren't really thinking about much, and the adults are like, well, what are the kids going to look like? And so he worked.
How does it even work?
I know, exactly. Exactly. That's what I think about those Chihuahuas and the Rottweilers or whatever. It's like, okay, dude, good luck. Here's a stepladder. No, it's really, hopefully it works in certain ways. Like, I actually learned puppets, and so we have a puppet sequence in there about the tooth mouse, which is in some Central American countries, they don't have the tooth fairy, they have the tooth mouse that it comes and leaves you a coin and stuff like that, or some candy. And so I think kids will really like that. But then, the whole thing with the AI, I think the adults will get it, because the adults, we know what it's like to be lonely at times of our lives and just want somebody to talk to.
What if you fear AI like I do?
Oh,
He doesn't even like QR codes.
I have made peace with technology, and I'm fine with that until I see those darn robots with 4 legs and no heads that run like a dog and could kill you in 5 seconds. And I'm just like, it's a Terminator. It's on its way.
Yeah, but then they tump over trying to step on a curb, and I'm not worried about them yet.
Yeah, that's in the safety plan.
Yeah.
Run for a curb.
Just like all the delivery robots in downtown Dallas that get stuck trying to, again, hop a damn curb, or just walking by. One person walks by and it just glitches and doesn't know what to do. I'm not worried yet.
But they look so friendly.
Yeah. They're still creepy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely not going to take a ride in those stupid unmanned vehicles.
Mm-mm.
Neither am I.
I've been in a New York cab, and I think I would feel safer than an Oak Lawn unmanned Uber.
I got to see somebody sitting in front of me at the helm.
Exactly.
Got to have a person, a live human being, somebody who's kind of like me at the helm. And if I don't have that, not into it.
Exactly.
All right, well, it starts November 28th, right?
The day after Thanksgiving, yeah.
All right, so everybody check it out. It'll be on Amazon Prime. It'll be on Tubi. It'll be on Roku and all the others that Cliff mentioned. It is called A Creature Was Stirring. Yes. Check it out. You will dig it. Cliff McClelland, cannot thank you enough for being with us on Your Dark Companion today.
It has been my immense pleasure to be in the presence of such greatness.
You're welcome.
Well, you were included. Yeah, definitely.
He's the greatest one in here, without a doubt. All right, thanks to all of you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the presentation today. Thanks to Ashley, Becca, Shoopy, and you guys for being out there. Remember, we do this, and we hope you like it. And if you do a little something for us. Go on your streaming services and stuff and like us and share us and get us out there. That's what you can do for us, because the more we're out there, the more we're able to keep this thing going. So do that for us. We'll keep doing this for you.
Praise Jesus.
And until next time, this has been Your Dark Companion. Bye.
Praise Jesus.
All right. I'm going to go take my pants off.
Your Dark Companion is a Stolen Water Media presentation.